Wow. I can't believe that I am live and I'm doing that. I'm looking at the lighting. Oh gosh, this camera is really. Okay, well, I guess I have to do with my. How you can hear me? I'm not even sure. All right, let's see. It's really the first time that I do that, but I wanted to go live because I had a massive realization. Light is not good enough. Let's see. Oh gosh. Anyway, um, yeah, forgive me all of the settings. I will do better next time. But I thought that I really needed to go and to share what I have to share. I'll watch later about how it looks like. I had a massive realization, and putting my in silence. Oh, I don't know why my hair looks so much darker than what it is in reality. So I had this massive realization, and I was like cooking dinner, cooking pasta, and then all of a sudden, I heard a voice, and I heard a very strong message. So I'm going to share first that message, and then I'll comment on it. And so when I was cooking my pasta, the voice was saying, "It's because you knew that you deserved more, that you stood up for yourself before your wanted self came back to the surface by his rejection and your guilt." Let me repeat that. It's because you knew that you deserved more, that you stood up for yourself before your wounded self came back to the surface by his rejection and your guilt. And then I wrote, "You're too scared to assume this part of you. You feel the voice of humility is trying to make you small and little. And that voice is the voice of your mom, but also of all of those jealous girls in a past life." Long story. I need to tell you more about that. There is an inner conflict within you that you have to resolve, otherwise it will keep happening. And the voice is the voice of my mom saying, if you don't comply to what I say, you'll end up alone. So after I heard that, I wrote that down, and then I went into a meditation to really digest what it meant. And I realized that during my whole life, I was extremely scared of assuming the power of my femininity. And I don't know if you can relate. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but I kept myself so small, but literally physically, I'm tiny. You would see me in real life, I'm tiny because I didn't let myself grow up naturally. I was praying that I have no boobs, and as a result, my boobs are very small. I forgot to pray the same for my booty, because then my booty is actually quite good. But I was trying to make myself so small because I was so scared of the power of my femininity. And even now, as I am saying that, I feel that feeling that I faced when I was 12, because I grew up in an environment where my mom would tell me that it's shameful to be a woman. And I had 3 older brothers, my dad and 3 older brothers. So imagine living in an environment with a lot of men and they look at you, and they don't want to see you as a woman. They want to keep you as the little girl. They want to keep you as small as possible so that they don't look at you as a woman, so that they don't find you seductive, so that they are not tempted. And so that voice came over and over again of my mom trying to keep me small, and my own guilt trying to make myself so small, to the point that I didn't develop the full power of my femininity. And I'm now 41. I had phases in my life where I broke free from my parents and I moved abroad and I had my own apartment where I was in that power. But at the moment that I felt it, gosh, I shrink it again because I was scared of the way men were looking at me. And it's even the case, like, I have a blog, The Art of Intimacy. It's all about intimacy. And I present myself in a very, powerful and sensual being. But I've been very scared of that sensuality, of the power of my femininity. And so I need to become comfortable. You need, if you're yourself in my same shoes, in the same shoes, need to become more comfortable with that power that is laying dormant within me, and to stop letting the voice of humility or even the voice of guilt or the voice of shyness, it's not even shyness, to be honest. It's really the fake voice of humility, like, be small, be small. You cannot be a woman. You cannot let yourself be a woman. Like, it's crazy now that I think about it. My biggest power, which was the power to be a beautiful woman. Like, in my 20s, in my 30s, I'm still like a very beautiful woman, even though this lighting is really not making me a disservice and my eyes look so dark in that video. But it doesn't really matter. Um, the power of my femininity, it's really stayed dormant within me. And I observe all of these other girls, and I haven't played a game. I haven't even tried to compete, and I kept myself small and small. And then I will go into a relationship with men who, yes, they will be very attracted to me. But at the moment that I would stand for myself and I say, like, I deserve a man who I deserve a man who treats me like a princess, who adores me, who cherishes me, because I bring so much to the table. I bring a lot of love, support, have a good heart. I love to take care of my man and be at service and like, elevate his status and make him feel good about himself and be his cheerleaders and I don't know, being the prize on his side. Not only that, all this moral value that I bring to the table because I have developed that over the years. I do deserve a man who cherishes me, who adores me, the type of love where a man wants to spoil me. And so when I go into that relationship and men are feeling like, hey, like, who do you think you are? And I'm like, yeah, that's right. That just reinforced that voice, the fake voice of humility. And so it's just crazy to have this realization. I feel a little bit intimidated to be in my sensual power. I feel a little bit intimidated to be that beautiful Hakima, that beautiful, sexy woman who I feel scared of that power. But I see, girl, they are not scared of that power. They are there. They do their nails. Look at my nail. They're very short. I've never done my nails before. They didn't grow because I kept myself very small my whole life. As I've talked to you right now, I feel the discomfort in my body, especially in the middle of my chest, like in here, like middle of my chest and here. And I just don't know. I know I can be sensual, very flirtatious, but then I enter a relationship and then I keep myself small, but not immediately. It comes after. It comes after. And maybe this is why my relationship failed because I I shrink into the relationship as my voice is shut down. I shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink. Um, so yeah, this is very it's a massive realization that I really wanted to share. And I don't know if that resonates with anybody of you. If that resonates, please tell me in the comment. I would be very curious to know that. But yes, I will make a series of video about that and about really noticing the progress that I'm making in reclaiming my femininity. And I want you to do the same for yourself, to never keep yourself small, to never, yeah, to never keep yourself small. As a woman, you have such a huge power, and the whole society, the patriarchal society, wants you to keep that power like that, wanted to dim your light. And now it makes so much sense why there have been so much fight against patriarchy and why patriarchy exists in the first place, because men are super scared of the power of seduction of women. They're scared to lose their mind. They're scared to become slave of women. And they should, that's right, that's true. Because we women, we have that big of a power over men. But as women, we really, really need to step into that power. And at least if we don't do it for ourselves, like, well, let's first do it for ourselves, but also do it for all the generation of women before us that kept themselves so small. And for the next generation, for our daughters, for the next, yes, the next, even if I don't have any kids, but even for the next generations of women. So that's all that I wanted to record right now. I appreciate the 2% thumbs up. That's my first live, and the setting is shitty, but thank you. And I think I will try to share more and more of my realization. Please leave a comment if that resonates, and let's make the debate goes on. Thank you, and see you soon.